What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Banished. So this is a building survival game. I'm going to try and keep these two menu screens open for us. This tells us the number of adults, students, and children that there are in what will soon be our village, as well as all the different amount of stored logs, stored firewood, food, as well as stone. There are 10 laborers that we have that can be assigned to some of the different tasks as we're going through. And this game can be a little rough. I've played it a few times just to kind of get the feel of it, and each time I've ended up killing off most of my people, if not all of my people. So we'll see how well this goes and how long this series is going to run. So I'm going to go ahead and start in by putting in some dirt path just to get people to walk a little bit faster there, and I'm just going to do a straight shot right down here. First things, I'm going to go ahead and add in wooden houses because these people don't have any place to live. So I'm just going to do them 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Once they get the houses, food is usually one of the main issues that I really encounter right off the bat, is not having enough food. I'm going to go ahead and have them just remove all the resources, so the trees, rocks, all of that. In addition to building, I'm going to go ahead and take half of my group, have them build. The other half are just going to go ahead and tear down the trees, pick up the rocks. And once we get that done, then I'm going to go ahead and probably go in and start to create a farm. Just for the time being, I'm going to do a crop field right here. And with that, I'm actually going to take two of the and put them into being farmers. We'll go ahead and do wheat, and then we'll do another plot down here for potatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and let this run. I'm going to speed it up to 10 times. So as they're building, they're going to be gathering resources down here, and two people are going to be doing the farming. Looking at our map here, eventually probably going to be doing a lot of farming on this kind of area here. And this is going to be kind of our more town center, probably a little bit more farming up here as well. Now that we've got the farms and the houses going, got some people that are just kind of loitering, so let's go ahead and pause it a quick second. Next thing I want to get built and put in is probably the woodcutter. They're going to be cutting the firewood and then moving it to the stockpile here. After that, I also want to go ahead and get a forest lodge. Just going to put it out here in the woods. And then while we're at it, also want to do a hunting lodge. Kind of out in the same area. Not necessarily sure if having the two right next to each other is detrimental or not. But we'll go ahead and we'll give it a try. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and do a fishing dock right here at the end so that we can catch some fish in the winter time, because the elements do wreak havoc. You can see here that it is the beginning of spring, which allows us to do a lot of the planting. It will auto-harvest, so I don't have to worry about that. We do still have the builders that should be coming out here to take care of the forestry hut and the hunting lodge. You can see that they're still cutting down, still getting in gathering the stones here. We do have the woodcutter shop, so let's go ahead and add in a woodcutter. Start chopping firewood because we are currently out of stored firewood. We're also out of food storage-wise. So all of that's going to be going in here. Iron tools will be something that we're going to run into fairly fast. But let's go ahead and start with this, and we'll see where we end up. Looks like we're up to 12 now. So we're got 5 laborers. Early summer harvest should happen automatically, so we don't have to worry too much about that. They're getting the fishing hut up and going, so once we get the fishing hut up, we can get a fisherman in here. There we go. Actually, I might just do 2 for the time being. The forester lodge is going to be tending to the forest, as well as gathering logs that'll be stored here that the woodcutter can then use. Additionally, there will be planting that is done, so I'm probably not going to do a whole lot over here right now, so planting and cutting will automatically happen. And let's go ahead and get a forester in here. Reserve of food is low, and reserve of logs is low. We'll go ahead and get hunter. So let's add our hunter in. Not doing a whole lot of building right now, so let's go ahead and get some more resources. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove all of that. That'll take care of all the logs. Looks like they actually harvested already. Yes, they did, and it looks like they burned through it already. So it's going to be a long, rough winter, it looks like. We'll go ahead and let's do another farm plot here. And on this one, we will do potatoes. I don't know if they're going to be able to farm this now, but I think they're done farming, so we're going to be relying on fish and hunting for the winter, so we'll go ahead and we'll increase that all the way. We'll drop the laborers, and since they're not farming right now, we'll go ahead and just leave it at that. We do have some food. What do we have stored? So we've got fish, and we do have some venison here as well. We've maxed out on the number of logs. I'm going to go ahead and actually increase that limit up a little bit. But it's late autumn, the temperature is dropping. We've got 14 people. Since it is winter, I'm going to go ahead and we'll strip out this whole section of resources. And just going to take a path, dirt road there. And I am going to just create a bridge across here. Probably bridge somewhere across here as well. So now we've got snow and the elements that we're just going to be dealing with. So the capacity of logs and iron, so I'm going to need another... there it is. So another stockpile, so let's go ahead and add that in so that we've got another place to store stuff. There we go. So they'll be able to move that over. We do still have a decent amount of food. We are in kind of the dead of winter right now. Reserve of food is low. Hopefully our hunters and fishermen can continue to bring in enough food that our people can survive this first winter. But we're up to 16 people and 8 children. We will have to expand the number of houses out in the relative near future. But it looks like it's late winter. So it looks like we've survived. We'll go ahead and drop 4 farmers, I think. And so, I don't have any builders, so let's go ahead and add 2 builders in here so that they can build the bridge across, and then we'll be able to start just removing the resources out of here so we can expand our farms. One of the other issues we're going to run into fairly soon is going to be tools. So we're going to need to go in and start to mine as well. I don't think I'll be able to mine on this hill. Ooh, I can actually put a mine up here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a mine up top there. We've got the bridge across. We've got farmers going through and starting to plant. Once we get the mine taken care of, we'll be able to start to dig out iron and coal so that we can create tools. Let's see. Let's go ahead and create a little bit longer path over here. I do want to add in 2 more houses here and here. Just for the time being, adding in another path. Just because I've got a feeling we're going to need houses in the relatively near future. Usually year 2 is where things start to go sideways on me. So we'll see how that goes. As we get the mine up and running, we are going to need a blacksmith to make the tools. So let's go ahead and put the blacksmith in there. And they are still building it. Looks like we do have enough resources to complete it. Yep, now we're just running through the build process. Increase the number of builders just to get that built a little bit faster. Mine's complete, so we'll go ahead and almost complete. But we'll go ahead and start 2 people as miners. But we do have a fairly good stock of firewood for the winter. And as far as I can tell, as soon as they are maxed out, then they just become laborers, which gives us a little bit additional people to go through and do things like clearing some of the trees and gathering some of the resources. I'm going to do a road right there. And just a little road right there as well. Connect that out. And let's go through and start to clear out some of the resources over here. And actually just clear out this section entirely. It's early autumn, so they are completing the harvest. We do have quite a bit of food. What is the capacity? Oh, we're at 22% in the storage barn. We'll eventually need to get another storage barn. I'm going to try and take this a little bit slower. We're pulling out iron. And so that'll go also into the stockpile. We've got 79 iron and another 18. So once the blacksmith is complete, they'll go ahead and start making tools out of the iron and the logs. So we might need to increase the number of forester just so we've got enough logs. But we're up to 18 people going into winter number 2. Usually here's where my people start to starve and die off, but it looks like we have a decent amount of food right now. So maybe that won't happen. Maybe we'll get a little bit further. So we are starting to clear out this area. Probably going to do a farm, maybe an orchard over here. Blacksmith is done, so let's go ahead and... Got 19 adults and 11 children. So let's go ahead and get the blacksmith going. So he's going to use the iron and the logs and go ahead and make tools. Once I start getting coal, I'll be able to start doing steel tools. But for the time being, we'll just go ahead and go with just the regular tools. You can see here that the amount of stored tools is starting to decrease because people are using them and breaking them. And we're back in winter. I'm going to reduce the farmers just so they can become laborers and help clear this section out a little bit faster. I think the next thing I want to do is probably do a market, so you end up with vendors so that people can sell some of the goods that they have. I also am thinking about doing a tailor just to create a little bit better clothing, because we do have uh, quite a few leather. So it looks like spring has come, so let's go ahead and put the farmers back in, and let's go ahead and do a tailor. We'll put the tailor on this side. We do still have some builders. Once we get the warmer clothes, with any luck, our things, our people will last a little bit better throughout the winter. Got a decent amount of food still, which I'm very happy about, because, again, usually at this point, I'm out of food and half my people have died. And here we go. The reserve of food is low, as well as stone. Now we can create a quarry also, which will be able to pull stone out. I'm trying to decide if this is where I really want to put it or not. Reserve food is low. I don't think I can necessarily get it in here, can I? Yeah, I don't think there's space for it right here. Thing with the quarry is once you put it in, you can't actually move it. What's the radius here? See, I don't want to disrupt the hunting and the log gathering from up here. For the time being, let's go ahead and add in more miners. This is a medium-sized map, so we do have quite a bit of space actually to mess with. Oh no, this is actually the small map. I forgot I did change it. Yeah, food's becoming an issue. We'll probably have to extend the farms next. I can't get it over here either. Yeah, we'll probably have to extend the farms out. I might just put the quarry over on this side. And then while we're waiting, let's go ahead and put in the road here. Yeah, I gotta do a little road there. Now, put in crop field on this side. And we'll go ahead and do an orchard over here as well. Can do chestnuts. And might do another wheat field over here. So there are traders that we can do. So put a trading post over on the side here, next to the fishing hut, I think. And then that way, whenever people come by, we'll be able to trade some of our excess resources with them. And maybe we'll be able to get some additional seeds so that we can change up some of the fields a little bit. and possibly have some better crops. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get through this winter here. I need quite a bit of iron. We've got 73, so we should be okay with the iron. Logs we're a little low on. So let's go ahead and have them clear through this area. And you can see that some of the trees do grow back. So it looks like we are currently out of logs. So as they're processing that will help a little bit. Let's also increase the number of foresters we have. Takes care of all the laborers we've got. It's late winter. We probably want to increase the number of farmers we've got. I'm going to actually drop the number of fishermen down a little bit and drop a forester down just so we still have a couple laborers taking care of things. Mainly harvesting over here. Again, blacksmith can't do anything because he doesn't have logs. The same with the woodcutter. I'm going to drop this back down to 200. We do have a decent reserve. It does look like the farmers have... Oh, there they go. They are starting now. So as the game goes on, we'll be able to change the wooden houses into stone houses, and we'll be able to add in a little bit better facilities, including the schoolhouse to boost education and make people more productive, hospital to help cure diseases, town hall, and so we'll be able to continue to produce a little bit newer stuff and newer technologies. We're up to 24 people, 8 children. Reserve firewood is low. And again, it's because we don't have many logs. Let's go ahead and cut through everything here. You could do specific for harvesting trees as well. Almost out of leather. Let's go ahead. We've got plenty of stored clothing, so we'll go ahead and we'll basically take the tailor off of that task. Again, with this many people concerned about our farms, but they actually look to be doing okay. So this one's starting to be harvested, which is good because we are running out. As for our quarry, it's getting there very slowly. Let's go ahead and add a builder just to continue to work on the quarry. Because I've got a feeling our stone capacity is almost gone as well. Reserve of food is low, reserve of logs is low. I think we've got enough firewood to get us through the winter, and I think we're going to be okay with food once we get everything over. Got quite a bit of wheat, several potatoes, and still getting quite a few fish. Don't have any venison, I'm surprised by. So I think it's going to take a little bit of time for the orchard to grow. I've got people still cutting down, pulling logs over. We are getting a boost in the number of logs, and the quarry is going to be completed relatively soon. Once that happens, we're still pulling iron out. Got 40. Got a decent amount of tools. But once the quarry is built, I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of people in there. And we're up to 30 people. So I'm going to go ahead and increase the number of builders we have. Laborers are just going to pick the rest of this so that we're okay there. And I'll go ahead and add another forester, add another fisherman. Oh, quarry looks to be done, so let's go ahead and go ahead and add in a couple stone cutters. Just start getting stone, because it looks like we are out of stored stone. So we are running low on food. So we are definitely going to need another farm come the spring. So I'm going to go ahead and add in one more field. And I think we're going to do potatoes on this one. We'll increase the number of farmers we've got, so they can go ahead and start planting. But I think I'm going to leave it here. Made actually quite a bit of progress. We got 30 adults and 3 children. Probably going to have to add in another couple houses here in the relative near future. Might even, now that we have the quarry, might even go ahead and start to do stone houses. Or I may even just start to build over on this side, where I'm envisioning our kind of town center to be. So we will kind of take a look at that in the next episode of Banished. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you for being here. Again, like, subscribe if you haven't already, comment down below, and I will see you guys again in Banished. And I hope you guys have a spectacular day.